April looks like it'll be a very dull and boring or average month for movies, and it sucks because March was pretty amazing, I feel, when it comes to movie releases this year. March was pretty damn epic, and April is looking like... Yeah, I was looking through the list of movies coming out in April this year, and there isn't really anything that I was extremely excited for. There were a few movies I was excited for, but most of which are more indie or are movies that aren't mainstream enough that will actually come to any of the movie theaters in my hometown. Because the movies that tend to come out in our theaters in my town is movies that are mainstream, movies that are advertised a lot, movies that are big budget, movies that are very major releases. They don't normally take a chance on movies that aren't widely known, unless it's an animated film. Then apparently they'll just throw out any animated film now, at least since last year when Norm of the North came out. And the reason why I'm doing this video now is because this second week was another kick to the crotch when it comes to movies that we're getting in my town and movies that I wanted to see but we just didn't get. Like, let me give you a rundown of the movies I was excited for but had a feeling we weren't going to get anyway. There was two movies that I knew we weren't going to get in our movie theater in the first week of April, and there was The Transfiguration and The Void. Wanted to see both of those movies, knew we weren't going to get it, and sure enough, we didn't get them, especially with all the major releases that came out for the first week of April. But the one movie I was hoping that we would get, was Colossal, because I was excited for that movie. Nope, didn't get Colossal at all. Instead, we got Going in Style, The Case for Christ, and Smurfs The Lost Village. So that was a very disappointing week. All in all, it wasn't that bad of a week because two of these movies I gave 3 stars to, while the other one I gave 2 stars to. So all in all, not a bad week per se, but nothing to be really excited for. There was nothing this week that I thought, wow, that was amazing. Instead, the ones I probably would have thought were amazing were the movies we didn't get. So now the second week comes around, and I was completely unsure what we were going to get because there wasn't a lot that I knew too much about. I knew about Fate and the Furious, and I knew about The Lost City of Z. And so I'm like, okay, those are going to be our 2 major releases. Those are the 2 movies we're going to get. And I wasn't too excited I'm still not too excited for Fast and the Furious. I'm going to be seeing it Saturday, but I'm really not looking forward to it all that much. I've liked almost all the other Fast and Furious movies, with the exception of the 4th one, whichever one that was called. So far, the 4th Fast and Furious movie is the only one I dislike, but looking at the trailers for this film, it looks too dumb for me. And I can like dumb action movies. I've liked and really liked plenty of movies that are just really dumb, but over the top and crazy, and just plain fun. But there's a level of dumbness that if it goes over that level, I just don't like it that much at all. And it feels like this new Fast and Furious goes over that dumb level that I can take. So I wasn't looking forward to that, but I was like, okay, well, maybe The Lost Sea could be interesting. I looked at the trailer, I'm like, okay, this could be good. And when it actually has a good score right now, I think it's like, last time I checked, it's at 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I get that the 90% isn't really based off of quality. It's based off of what reviewers gave it a good score, and 90% of the reviewers gave it 6 out of 10 or higher. And so that's a really good chance that I might like it. We didn't get it. Nope, we're not getting Lost City of Z in our theaters. So what possibly could we be getting instead? Spark. A Space Tale. What the hell is that? Like, I gotta be honest with you, I had no idea what this movie was, had no idea what it was about, never even heard of it until I looked at my email to see what comes out in our theaters in town, and see something called Spark a Space Tale. I'm thinking, what the hell is that? Look it up, and it looks atrocious. It looks like Ratchet and Clank, just done way, 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 way worse. Like, I have a review for Ratchet and Clank. I think it's a fine movie. I think I gave it like 2.5 stars. Same as Rock Dog. This looks really terrible. Thank God I don't have to see 2 of these atrocious looking animated films this month, because Leap was supposed to come out this month. I just checked today. Thank God it's getting moved back a little bit, and now it's going to come out August 30th, I guess. I'm sure our theaters will get it. If we got Spark a Space Tale, surely we're going to get Leap, because it showed trailers for that every time I go to Movies 10. I've seen trailers for Leap in front of Resident Evil The Final Chapter. The only Movies 10 movie that I went to where Leap wasn't one of the trailers for was Kong, Skull Island. That's the only movie in Movies 10 that hasn't had Leap shown in the trailers before the movie. So yeah, we don't get Lost City of Z, we get Spark, a Space Tale. And hell, I'm definitely using my free ticket on this movie because I don't want to feel like I paid money to see it. I feel like I have to see this movie now because it feels like that Meet the Black situation. Last year in April, Meet the Blacks comes out. I look at the email before the movies come out because I get an email that show what movies are coming to the movies theaters in my town. But I look at the email, I'm like, what the hell is this? I've never heard of this movie, but clearly it had a wide release enough where it even came to our town, which is surprising. And so I'm like, okay, I have to see this. Turns out it's a Purge spoof and one of the worst movies of last year. And so I feel like this is the same situation. I have to see this because it's yet another movie I never heard of that got such a wide release that it even came to our hometown. I feel I have to see this. Thankfully, I'll see it for free. I have a free ticket for a movie that expires at the end of April this year. So I have to use it on a movie this April. Only problem is I have to wait 2 weeks for the movie to be out before I can use the pass. And so basically my only choice is to use it on a movie that comes out this week, which would be either Fate of the Furious or Spark a Space Tale, or rewatch something that I've already seen. So yeah, I'm using my free ticket on Spark a Space Tale. So in about 2 weeks, you'll hear that movie review if you're interested on knowing what this movie is about. But yeah, even looking at the weeks afterwards, there's nothing I'm truly excited for. Now, Free Fire comes out. I actually do want to see that movie, but given the fact that there are 4 other major releases coming out that same week, I am about 95% positive that we are not going to get Free Fire in my town. Instead, most likely we're going to get Unforgettable, which looks like another Cruel Intentions clone that we get every single year, it seems. Might get The Promise, which hopefully could be good. I mean, it's got Oscar Isaac and Christian Bale in it, 2 actors that I admire. So maybe it could be good, but that low percentage it has currently is really making me worried. I think it's like at 31% right now. I don't know how many critics have reviewed it yet, so maybe it's a very small number of critics, but I don't know. I know most likely we'll get Born in China, which is the new Disney nature movie, which I don't watch the Disney nature movies, so I might not watch this one either, so not excited for that. Phoenix Forgotten, which is a found footage movie where I'm like, okay, maybe this could have some hope because I still have hope for some found footage movies, so maybe I'd like this one. But most likely we won't get that, and we won't get Free Fire. Most likely the ones that I'm hopeful for or excited for are the ones we aren't going to get, because it seems like it's having that trend this April so far. So I'm going to be disappointed with next week most likely. And then the week after that, I think all we have is The Circle, and I don't know enough about this to really be excited for it either. So April looks like a really crappy month. Oh, there's another movie that comes out towards the end of April, which we might actually get because we're seeing trailers for it on our... I don't know what it's called. It's sort of like a video poster. Two of our movie theaters in my town have it. The two that are classic cinemas. They have this sort of big poster, but it's not really a poster, it's a video screen. And when it starts, it shows the poster of the film below it, and it shows the trailer of that film in the same screen. And so when we go to Metalview or Paramount, there's this video poster there which will show all different types of movies. Normally movies that we would probably get. And so one of the things that popped up on this video trailer one time was a movie called How to Be a Latin Lover. Never heard of this film until I saw that, so we'll probably get that in the circle that week. I'm already hoping that April ends as soon as possible. In hopes of breaking away from the mediocre movies that seem to be coming out this April, I'm hoping to do some reviews of movies from last year's January because I had finally seen all the movies from January of last year. Just haven't reviewed them all. And maybe do some reviews of this year's January and this year's February because there are a few movies that I've seen in January and February of this year that I just didn't get time to do movie reviews of. And so I still need to do them eventually. In January, I have seen Patriots Day, Live by Night, Triple X, Return of Xander Cage, Monster Trucks, and Split. But I haven't reviewed any of them yet. Even though I have seen them, I have scored them, they're on my list on my computer. I just haven't reviewed them yet. Oh, and something called 100 Streets. I saw that too. And out of the movies I've seen in February that I haven't reviewed yet, I think it's Lego the Batman movie, Get Out, and A Cure for Wellness. I've seen all of these films that I mentioned, I just haven't reviewed them yet. So hopefully I'll do some of that during this April because I need to do something other than 3- and 2-star movies. I need to do some movies that are different.